I don't have much. I need to get out of here. But first... Thank goodness you're...
Lisa, look at...
It depends on how... You'll be fine.
Luca.
How do...
I don't have...
What?
What?
I can't believe I'm flying.
Let's get out of here quickly. We need to tell everyone and shut this place down.
You! Where do you think you're going?
Quick, Kolya. I don't have much time, but I need to get out of here. But first... Thank goodness you're...
Lisa, look at...
You'll be...
How...
I don't...
What?
Watch...
I can't believe I'm flying.
Let's get out of here quickly. We need to tell everyone and shut this place down.
You! Where do you think you're going?
Quick, Kolya. Move towards the door. I don't have much time before they start. I need... Thank goodness you're...
Lisa.
It depends on... You'll be fine.
Luca! Luca! What the hell happened here?
They're all...
How do we get out of here?
I don't have the time to... Have you read...
What? I can't believe I'm flying.
Let's get out of here quickly.
You! Where do you think you're going? It's her! Shoot her!
severely warned that she can turn invisible. Look out.
We made it out, Kolja. I can't believe it. Wait. What?
Our people have been enduring this tyranny for centuries. Ruler after ruler after ruler. The story is always the same. Oppression, unlawful imprisonment for true heroes, like my friend Gosha, who was apprehended last night with no... And what does the ruling class get? Palaces, gold and power. Don't trust the honeyed speeches of the new officials. This is the same fairy tale we've been told, but it's... And this is exactly why we can't trust the rotten government to execute our... It is time for a better future. It is time for...
Wait!
What the hell?
There are people locked up down there. We need to save them.
Don't listen to... Don't... The tyranny stops today. The power goes to us. Light it up, boys. No regrets.
Did she say there are people still inside?
Quick, we need to help them!
Hurry up, everyone!
Hello? And a happy New Year's Eve to you too. Of course. I'll pass it on. Thank you. I see how it is now. The only reason you called is to talk about the clinic. I know. I'm just teasing. Look, I promise the budgets can wait till after the holidays. We're doing great. Seriously. The patients are happy, and that's all that matters. I'll handle the board. Now go and spend time with your family. Doctor's orders. All right, dear. Have a wonderful break. Marina's pushing herself way too hard, but I honestly can't imagine a better partner to run the No more work tonight. I need to take my mind off it. What's on TV? Paulina. I think I took good care of her over the years. I still maintain that till this day, it is the most beautiful doll the world has ever seen. Not counting Matilda. I don't usually care much for awards, but this one, it's the highest honor given by the Medical Academy for groundbreaking contributions to hematology. All that blood research the doctor and I used to do really paid off. Took decades to conduct, but luckily, had to use an alias, of course. Can't keep my real name on the records. Otherwise, over the decades, people would catch on. Anyway, the name may be fake, but The lives we helped save were... An appraiser friend of mine recently looked at this painting. Turns out, over the decades, it appreciated in value and is now worth a small fortune. Don't think I'll ever sell it, though. Means too much to me. I heard vampires get quite attached to their possessions as they get older. Guess I'm not immune to that.
Well, Oksana, only a few hours left till we get to celebrate the much-anticipated year 2000.
The new year is flying fast towards us. What better present for the nation than the first annual address of the newly elected president?
Absolutely. It's been a tumultuous year. Luckily, Anatoly Chernov promptly took matters into his own hands. Now, as president-elect, after the results of the official...
That's right, Maxim. President Chernov has already demonstrated his firm and in his short time in office, he's issued orders to reinforce the defensive military budget and has also introduced a zero-tolerance policy towards illegal immigration.
Finally, our people will have the much-desired stability.
Can't wait to hear what he has to say at midnight.
Me too. Say, Oksana, what are you...
Well...
Fools.
Looks like your ride is here and already causing a nuisance. That bastard woke me up from such a beautiful dream.
Jeez, Elisa, you only just got up?
I hated waking up early when I was a human, and I hate it now. You of all people should know that about me.
Right, of course.
Hey, are you all right?
Yeah.
You know you don't have to do this, right? Besides, it's not going anywhere. Why don't you come to the party with me tonight? Arbin sent us a case of that delicious vintage Cabernet.
I admit, it's very tempting. I have to do this on my own, and I have to do it now. I don't know why, but I feel that tomorrow won't be the same.
Fine. You've always been a stubborn one.
Look who's talking.
You know you can call me any time, right? If you're in any trouble at all, just send a word and I'll tear them apart before they can say Happy New Year.
I bet you would.
That you are.
I better get going before the car leaves without me.
Tell him if he wakes me up again,
I will.
Love you too, Princess.
Getting close now.
So, here I am again. Good to be back. It's hard to believe the last time I set foot here was around a century ago. Vampires generally aren't allowed to stay in the same place for more than 20 years. Otherwise, people start asking questions. Small towns have surprisingly long memories, but you can usually come back once it makes sense for you to pass as your own offspring. Nowadays, they call permission to stay a vampire visa. Higher society granted me one for this town decades ago, but I just haven't been ready until now. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I owe my old friends a visit in this new, even if it is at a cemetery.
Here we are. That will be two.
I thought I asked you to stop by the field.
Sorry, lady. No dice. Too much snow.
$200? That would be a ripoff even if you brought me to the right place. But you know that yourself, don't you? Here's 120, and that's with a tipping.
Fair enough. If you don't mind me asking, why did you choose to come here? This place is, well, it's a bit of a hole.
None taken. Trust me, honestly, I'm not so sure myself. I used to live here, I guess.
Well, good luck with that. And hey.
Happy upcoming New Year. What do you know? The store is still here.
If you're looking for champagne, vodka, or
Is that right?
Well, why else do you think I'm still open? All...
Happy New Year's Eve. The bouquet of...
Cutting it a bit late with the present. You'd better hurry home, or you'll...
Thanks, but I don't think I'll be watching this.
What? What don't you care about? See, that's the...
Oh.
Generation. You've seen nothing. You have all the show some respect.
Are you finished? Listen, mark my...
What are you...
No. Oh.
How much...
Happy upcoming... It's moments like these that I regret making fun of the hussar for
Are you all right, dear? Hope you look...
Yeah.
Do you have a place to go tonight? It's new...
Thank you. I do have some...
Oh, that's lovely. You know, I overheard what you were saying back there. Oh, no, dear, I didn't mean... I would have said the exact same thing. I was just like you when I was younger.
I'm not as young as I look.
Let's talk again in 50 years, dear. That Chernov, though, he's trouble.
Yeah.
Just as we managed to turn this rusty ship around, they're pulling the wheel again. Still, all this time, I never lost hope.
Thank you. I think I needed to hear that today. You know, you remind me of an old friend of mine.
Friends, of course. Sorry for keeping you, dear. Your friends are probably wondering where you are.
Don't worry. They're quite a patient bunch nowadays. Do you need any help carrying your bag?
Oh, no, bless you, dear. I live just around the corner.
Really? In the old apartment building?
That's the one. My great-aunt used to own it before the revolution, and I inherited it. It's apartment number 1. Stop by for a cup of tea sometime. Have a wonderful year, dear.
Thank you. Well, what do you know? Arbin ended up staying in town for quite some time. When she finally left, for a while she tried to maintain her establishment from afar. But, alas, literary salons went out of fashion, and eventually they built a I think I heard that eventually she ended up moving abroad. Sometimes I wonder how things might have turned out if we were closer, but I think that ship has sailed long ago. What can I say? There's never a dull night with Elisa. There aren't many who have the privilege of being friends with this mysterious creature, so I'm proud to be one of the lucky ones. How many vampires can say that they've seen the sunrise after being turned? I am yet to meet another but her. Only her unique blend of intelligence, passion, and a touch of madness could achieve such results. Her technique, however, brought about much more than just her famous sunrise paintings, which I must say are a huge hit among the vampiric community. I often use a version of it in my clinic for both vampire and human anesthetic purposes, and have helped introduce this practice throughout the vampiric medical community. When her vampiric visa in town expired, sadly, Elisa had to abandon her hookah bar. Such is the fate of most vampiric enterprises. People remembered it fondly years after its closure and told stories of legendary nights spent there. The tales grew with embellishments until no one knew what was true, like any good story eventually does. There were vampires who attempted to recreate Elisa's success by building their own such establishments, but no one was able to quite capture her same type of magic. Still, wherever she goes, she manages to start a new venture and turn it into something special. To selfishly put this all aside for a moment, I'm just so incredibly happy we're together. Who knew that I would fall for someone like her? But then again, there really isn't anyone quite like her. What can I say? There only her when people the tale there was two, but this monument was built to commemorate the victims of the town hall tragedy. That night indeed became an important one in the package that Kolya was meant to deliver to Yvonne contained a bomb, and I assumed that withholding the package would be safer. However, it turned out that Yvonne developed a backup plan. He didn't realize, of course, quite how many people his largely demonstrative protest would hurt. Burning the building with the help of kerosene may have not been as effective as a bomb explosion, but I was lucky to have enough loyal friends who helped organize the rescue team. They managed to extinguish the fire, and I led them to the upper floors of the underground facility. Many were saved from the prison, but because of the suffocated, weren't so lucky. Since so many of the horrors beneath Town Hall were vampires. Shortly after the rescue operation, the higher society sent a hypnotist crew, a well-trained, powerful group of course, there wasn't any enchantment strong enough to completely remove those memories. However, they did manage to alter them enough to convince the humans that what they saw was all standard prison torture practice. Horrible and illegal, yes, but nothing beyond the depthless depravity of mortal being. The corpse chamber and draining floor, no more than a gruesome dream that faded with the sunrise. The Countess, predictably, kept adjusting with the times and growing her fortune. After the Cabernet producing facility at the town hall was destroyed, she took a loss and had to pivot. When the doctor terminated their contract, she never ended up finding a decent replacement. It didn't take her too long to bounce back, though. More partners came forward soon enough, and eventually other business opportunities. Some say the Countess is now running one of the biggest mafia networks in the... It's only rumor, of course, but in all honesty, I would certainly not put something... Victoria still works for the Countess. Say what you want about her, but she's a loyal one. It clearly didn't go unnoticed by Countess Orlova, and, albeit unofficially, Victoria is widely considered to be her number 2. They say she leads the departments that are heavy on the dirty work, since the Countess trusts her. Rumors, of course, but rings true, doesn't it? The infamous Saveli Skortsov, the purportedly non-corrupt mayor of town, ended up being a ruthless sociopath. Soon after the fire was extinguished, a body count was done, and neither Saveli nor his remains were anywhere to be found. Having discovered his true nature, I should have predicted that outcome. Turned out, Saveli had a contingency plan all along and added secret escape tunnels to his underground office. He vanished without a trace. Perhaps his biggest legacy is that he became somewhat of a folklore figure. Mothers in this area often frighten their children by telling them that In contrast, the next mayor the town elected remained in his position for nearly a decade and was entirely inconsequential. During that whole time, he arguably did less to improve the town than Saveli did in a few months. But then again, he didn't organize brutal murders beneath town property. Well, at least that we know of. Dr. Volkov's story is not a happy one. Like so many talented people, he fell victim to his own work. His research left him fully addicted to blood. Every month he got worse and worse, until he truly was a shadow of his former self. One day he just seemed to vanish. No warning, no note. There's no way. There are few fates worse for a vampire. Sadly, Anastasia never found the ending to the piece she was writing. Soon after Evgeny's duel, Anastasia left town to join him, which the music school, of course, was shut down. And to my knowledge, after a few years, we lost touch. So, that's all I know. Out of all my victims over the years, Kirill perhaps deserved it the most. Still, was it necessary to kill him? After the tragic night of the duel, Evgeny left town, I was impressed by the thoroughness with which he erased all traces of his existence. Needless to say, he never published another book, at least under his real name. Some rumors say he drank himself to death, others that he left to start a new life in the West. Personally, I truly hope he found a way to forgive himself. After the tragic night of the duel, Evgeny left town, never I need some person. To my relief, Demyan was among the many lucky survivors who were rescued from the town hall dungeons. Perhaps even luckier, that left him relatively unscarred, and soon one thing did seem to change. After the events of that night, I certainly noticed him. It's hard to find a silver lining to what transpired, but I suppose scaring Demyan into a working man may have been one of them. Despite surviving the fire that Ivan started at the town hall that night, Gosha was never quite. She became disillusioned with the cause and politics in general, and submitted her resignation to the organization the very next. She left town shortly after, and made it a point to avoid speaking with any of her contacts from around here. Unfortunately, that included me. I always thought it was a real shame that she stepped away from politics. I had a feeling she could do some good for the country. Oh well, such is life. After I told Roman the truth about myself, he immediately volunteered to become a vampire himself. He was beside himself with excitement to learn that so many of his beloved stories were true, and he wanted to be a part of that world as well. After all, his dream was to travel and learn about folklore and culture, and an eternity to do just. I accompanied him on his expeditions a few times, but I couldn't. He managed to connect with all kinds of people and hear the It wasn't just for his pleasure either. He published several tomes on world folklore, which were translated to dozens of languages. He loved the people around him, and he shared that love in his favorite way. I'm happy to report that Petya is still alive and well. He is, of course, still bound to Matilda's body, but at this point, I think even if someone offered him a different form, he'd turn it down. He may have never made it as a great salesman, but in a way, the fact that he no longer interacted with customers in his new body only did him good. Petya opened a small doll boutique, and it turns out, when someone else was selling his dolls, people absolutely loved them. He never took it personally, though. Petya was just happy that the dolls found good homes. Of course, to open a business, he needed a human for the paperwork. I decided to help him out. So, for quite some time, I was the face of an honest-to-goodness doll-making company. Human or vampire, that's something I never imagined happening in a million years. But life is just full of surprises. I always feel a touch of melancholy when I think of how Marusa's life turned out. Don't get me wrong, she lived a long and full life and was an exemplary worker and an excellent parent to a bunch of smart and stubborn children, just like herself. I may have meant well when I advised her to temper her expectations, but I always felt that the glow in her eyes got dimmer ever since. Marusa did choose her path herself, and by anyone's standards, she made the best of it. I just can't help but think there was something more in store for her, and that... Trofim ended up working for the Countess for the rest of his life. He didn't drink much ever since our first encounter, and lived well into old age. Was it a happy life? Who's to say? Perhaps it's not just drinking that makes one miserable. I only knew Faina for a short time, but somehow the memory of her has never faded. She meant a lot to me. She still does. I took care of your flowers as best I could, for as long as they lasted. Rest in peace, dear Faina. When I didn't deliver the box to the revolutionaries, I thought that I was doing the people of town a favor. As I later learned, there was a bomb in that package that Yvonne planned to use to blow up Town Hall, which could have led... That said, since Yvonne didn't manage to get the package, he developed a Till this day, I don't know if there was any way I could have prevented what happened. The riot didn't go quite as Yvonne planned. Still, they were distracted enough by... After that night, Yvonne gained a poor reputation amongst the people in the movement. I didn't hear much about... Oleg and I never became close, but at least till I left town he kept running the shop and seemed to be doing... I always felt a sense of gratitude at him for sparing. In retrospect, I think I'm glad I didn't end up taking a life for an old grudge. I wonder if the Rusalka is still out there somewhere. Did she ever forgive him? I did what I came for. I suppose it's time to go. Oh! Huh. Strange. Snakes usually brumate over the winter. Their metabolism slows down, they stop eating, and hide out underground till it's warmer. Nobody must have come here for ages. I bet I scared it out of its... Slithering back to the shadows. How the mighty have fallen. Oof. The church sure has... What does the sign say? Condemned. So, it's not Does that mean... Wow. It's been over a century since I've been inside it. I'd forgotten how it looks. I never quite made up my mind how I felt about religion before I was turned, but somehow it just... Oh, damn it. The Morozov family. Minus father and me, of course. I remember how, even before I was allowed to touch matches, in church, Mother would let me light candles for people we knew. I loved doing it, partly because of the excitement of the dangerous forbidden flame, although I never knew if there was someone or something listening on the other side. It felt... Why don't I light some candles now? There. It's not easy being an older sister. Kolya and I see each other often. I can always count on him, and he on me. I couldn't ask for a better blessing. He's getting by all right, doing odd jobs here and there. In all honesty, after that night at Town Hall, he was never... He doesn't like to talk about it, but what he saw on the lower floors of the underground prison left a deep scar in him. I can't imagine what kind of dreams he has during his slumber, but seeing his face after he rises is enough. Sometimes I wonder if things might have been different if I gave that cop his bribe. In vampire years, Kolya is still young, though. I hope one day he'll be able to leave those nightmares behind. I'm proud of you. This one is for you, dear brother. People tend to say only good things, slowly, but I wish this story had a... Mom couldn't take it any longer, and left the house a year after the summer I was... Her brother, Uncle Mitko, took her in. His debts kept growing, and so did his drinking. I often wonder if there was something else we could have done to help him. But still, he was my father, and I knew that underneath his sick... Of course, according to higher society laws, we're never supposed to get in touch with family. Kolya and I bent the rules just a little. We got into some trouble, of course, but that's a whole other story. Rest in peace, dear mother. And funny thing, for over a century I've lived so many lives. Different names, cities, friends, and enemies. I've seen more people live and die than one can count. But even after all this time, I still think about my family. I could have done things differently, and every day I have to live with my choices and my mistakes. Some of them are heavy and bury themselves deep in my gut. From what I hear, every vampire receives a keepsake like that sooner or later. Maybe that's the true payment for eternal life. Or maybe it's a part of any life, really. I don't know if they ever fully go away. But they remind me to do things differently, to be better. Last candle left. I've seen people in this country go through so much suffering. Wars, revolutions, tyranny, famine. So much has happened, and yet so little has changed. Some people say this country is cursed, hopeless. I don't know if I believe that. I've seen fates crushed by a short sentence. I've seen lives saved by a simple embrace. No matter what they say, a person's choice can make a difference. So you might as well do your best. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll all make enough of the good ones. And for now, demons may be hereditary, but we are in charge.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
Ooh, let's apply.